The new report from the Fundamental Rights Agency on being black in Europe shows with all clarity what many of us actually knew before, that the discrimination and anti-black racism in Europe is everywhere and is really limiting the lives of black people in Europe. It applies, of course, to issues such as housing. It applies to the employment situation. We see aggressions and hate crimes, hate speech and harassment against black people in Europe. And I think now, with all this knowledge that we have, the report from the Fundamental Rights Agency included, and also many national reportings, and the knowledge from civil society and black people themselves, should only mean one thing, that now we move from the knowledge to action. I would like to see that the European Union institution and the member states take the UN decade of people of African descent seriously to their hearts and to their agenda of political action. And that we have to articulate how are we going to realize the aims put out there when it comes to recognition, when it comes to justice, when it comes to development. This should be one of the main points for the future parliament here after the May elections. We have to raise the agenda. We also have to look at the very specific issues that were raised today in the seminar. It goes to the situation of discrimination against black people when it comes to law enforcement, when it comes to political representation and representations in the institutions, when it comes to migration policies, where actually black people are targeted particularly by the repressive EU migration policies today. We also spoke about the situation of undocumented migrants and the very many that are black people in that group, and that their situation is extra difficult. Also addressing the rights of black women in Europe would be on my agenda. So now, taking the knowledge, taking the reporting that we have there, and doing everything we can, as politicians, as civil society, as activists, and as the institutions, to move this agenda forward. We have a UN decade in front of us, and we need to deliver.
Wow.
Black women in Europe would be on my agenda. So now, taking the knowledge, taking the reporting that we have there, and doing everything we can, as politicians, as civil society, as activists, and as the institutions, to move this agenda forward. We have a UN decade in front of us, and we need to deliver.
Wow.